Zombie Apocalypse.
What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. This is 6 Scale Economist. In today's video, we're actually not going to be talking about a hot toy. We're going to be talking about a Sideshow figure, being the Sideshow Collectibles, the child, which is basically a statue. As always, first we're going to talk about this figure from a collection perspective, then we're going to talk about it from an investment perspective. Alright, this figure gets announced, right? You know, let's wind the clocks back like 8 months ago whenever, when this figure was announced. I saw it and I said, cool, I'm glad Sideshow's doing one, no problem, gonna skip it, gonna pick up the Hot Toys one. You know, it's always a no-brainer, right? You should always, you know, like, Hot Toys, like, almost always, you know, beats out Sideshow in anything they do. Yikes, they missed the mark. Here is the image from, you know, Secret Base of the Hot Toys one, and this is probably the best image that I've seen of this figure, and I still don't think it looks that good. It looks too, like, it's, like, too aggressive and, like, too alien looking, like, it's not, like, the cute, like, baby Yoda that, like, people, like, want in their collection. Like, I don't know what they did wrong here, but it just looks like, one of the Gremlins. Like, it just doesn't look like, how I expected, nor how I wanted it to. So, like, here's, like, the Hot Toys one. Like, when they announced it, like, I thought the images looked pretty good, but even then I was still kind of like, oh, that, like, doesn't look that much better than the Sideshow one, if better at all. And like once we saw the actual images of it, I was like, okay, no way. I don't like the Hot Toys one as much for this one. Sideshow wins, you know, my money on this one. And so I'm definitely picking up the Sideshow one and not picking up the Hot Toy one. Also, like the ears, like that you have that like slit, it's like you know, that also is like a con of the figure, but when I saw this, I don't know what you guys were thinking, but I was like, okay, I'm ordering the Sideshow one, which I did. I already ordered this figure, obviously not from Sideshow, from a different website. But like, come on. That is hard to resist. Like, when I saw this, I was like, you know, I kind of have like all like 1/6 scale figures. Like, I don't have any statues. I don't have any like life-size pieces. Like, I don't really need this one. And then it like weighed on me, and I was like, nah, I gotta pick it up. It's too great. Although I will say this, I don't think a lot of people are talking about this. I am a little worried on how this figure is actually going to look when we get real photos. You know, obviously like Hot Toys, like, you know, kind of stepped up to the plate and just like showed us like exactly what we're getting, which like really ended up hurting them, even though usually that helps them. So like I'm worried that we haven't seen any actual photos of this you know, figure in hand. So I hope they don't miss the mark as well. But like, and, you know, these images, like I think these actual images of the figure, like, they look fine. Like, obviously this is like the perfect lighting and the perfect photoshopping that you can get. But I like it. Like, also, no, you get, at least I don't think that, yeah, it doesn't have the ear like seam on this. It kind of looks like it has, no, I don't think it does. Yeah, so that's like another big, you know, advantage to this figure as opposed to the Hot Toys one. Like, the Hot Toys one has this awful ear split so that you can like sub the ears out. Like, no way, that does not look good. That is, I don't know why they did that. I would much rather have not be able to pose my ears and not have this like awful slit in the, you know, in the figure. And you can like kind of see in this image as well, like, you know, too bad for Hot Toys. Like, they did not win this battle with Sideshow. I also don't like the hair as much on the Hot Toys one. I think the hair on the Sideshow one just looks a lot better as well. You know, obviously, and then the downsides with the Sideshow one is it's not like, it's a statue, right? It's not like articulatable or anything, whereas, you know, the Hot Toys is a lot like more like variety, and you can like pose it and whatnot. But I don't really need to like pose this figure. I'm okay with not being able to pose it because like the pose that already comes in is like the cutest pose you could like ever have for this figure. I'm a big fan. I like this figure, and I'm happy that Hot Toys made it like an easy decision for me. You guys let me know in the comment section if you guys are like picking up the Hot Toys one versus Sideshow one. Like, maybe you guys are seeing something I'm not seeing, but it looks to me like it's a no-brainer. You just pick up the Sideshow one if you're going to pick up one of these. When it comes to like where I'm going to display it, I haven't like totally figured it out yet. They say how tall it is, right? Yeah, 16 and a half inches. I think it's going to fit into detail. It may, I don't know if it's going to fit into detail. If it's not, I'm going to figure out some other way to display it, but like it's going to be great. Price point's steep. They also, you know, Sideshow did some hooligan stuff where when the Hot Toys figure was like announced, you know, and then it got to like some like backlash with like some of the other thing with the like the photos, and they saw that Hot Toys also priced it like so much higher. Like they actually increased the price on this figure, so like, it sucks for people who, you know, were not able to get this figure earlier on when they had the lower like retail price. But I think Sideshow saw that Hot Toys like missed a mark on their figure, and they like priced it like way too high, and so they like leaned in like, oh, okay, well I guess we'll just raise ours because we're obviously going to like start seeing some demand. So like, happy for Sideshow. Like Sideshow like deserves to get like some figures that sell, because they have so many figures that just do not sell, and sometimes it just feels like their whole job is to just be the middleman of Hot Toys, which is unfortunate. So I'm glad that they were able to get one on the board. But yeah, from a collection perspective, like I think this is definitely a buy. If you're a fan of the Mandalorian, I can see like some people passing on the figure because like it's not going to fit with part of the collection, but like, and that's why like I was considering passing on this figure, but like I just have to have this figure. It's just so great, and it's so awesome that you get to have like a life-size version of something, where like that is obviously something that you don't get to usually have, because most people life-size are much bigger than Baby Yoda is. But like swapping over into looking at this figure from an investment perspective, I don't like to talk about things from an investment perspective if I don't have like if I don't think I have like an educated view with like, good source material to back it up, or like some type of historical evidence that I can use in my like methodology for explaining how I think a figure is going to perform in the secondary market. And this is kind of just one of those figures. It's hard to tell how it's going to do in the secondary market. We have like no real like historical evidence on how other figures have done, any like relative comps to like look at with this figure. I don't think that like I don't have enough educated view to give really my opinion on what I think about it from an investment perspective. I think it's probably going to do fine, but I don't have like a great idea. Like, could I see it just like hanging out at retail, like dropping like below retail, because like, well, like a lot of people like love like Baby Yoda, like it doesn't fit with like so many people's collections, and like some people are like only 6 scale figures, and they like don't know where they would put it and whatnot, like so that might cause like issues for it. Like, yeah, I could see that. Could I see this figure like Mandalorian like continues to do great, and like people are like who missed out on this figure, like, oh my gosh, I didn't know they did like a like life size like Baby Yoda, like I totally like want to go back and pick up that figure. I can see that happening as well too. So like the range for this figure is probably anywhere from like 80% of retail to like 130%, I would imagine. But again, I don't have a great like educated view, so I don't want to give my investment recommendation, given that I can't make like a very thought out recommendation. But like I think that this figure, like, this is just one that you're just looking at it from a collection perspective. Who really knows really how this figure is going to do in the secondary market? Like, you just pick up this figure if you're a fan of the Mandalorian, and like, you want like a life-size Baby Yoda, like pick it up. Like that's what I'm doing, and that's why I'm picking it up. And if you're thinking like, oh, I'm already getting a 6 scale version of Baby Yoda that comes like the Mandalorian, I don't need like a life scale one. I hear you, and I think that's like totally fair. And then like if you just want to pass on the figure, then maybe just pass on it. Like we're gonna have more than enough Baby Yodas. Like they're basically I imagine they're gonna release Baby Yoda with as an accessory to as many Mandalorian 6 scale figures that they're going to release, because like any figure that has like a scene with Baby Yoda, they can just like very easily include a Baby Yoda with that character. For example, the Scout Trooper, obviously the Mandalorian deluxe set, there's going to be more to come, I'm sure, and all they have to do is just put like a different head sculpt on, like a different expression on that Baby Yoda, and that will help sell like 30% more of whatever figure they're using that as an accessory with. So like we're gonna have more than enough Baby Yodas, I'm sure. So like if you don't need like a life scale one, then you don't need it. But I'm glad that to me it's such an easy decision between Hot Toys and Sideshow. Like totally picking up the Sideshow one, which is unfortunate to Hot Toys, because like I usually pick up all of the Hot Toys figures when it's something Hot Toys versus Sideshow. But like Sideshow wins this one, like put a point in the Sideshow scoreboard. But again, those are only my opinions. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Comment down below and let me know if you guys are picking up the Hot Toys one, or if you're picking up the Sideshow one. And if you are picking up the Hot Toys one, I'd love to hear why you're picking up the Hot Toys one. And maybe it's something that I'm missing, and maybe I'll make like a last minute, decision, maybe change my mind. But yeah, those are only my thoughts. Thank you for tuning in. This is 6 Scale Economist, and we'll see you in the next video.